Welcome to this month's Beachlife Group Roundtable at the beach, which is where we like to hang out most of the time. Let me introduce the guys here from the Beachlife Group. We got Chris Erickson in the Compass gear, and he's a famous local celebrity. and we got Cassidy, another locally born and raised young man, which is great. And then Curtis Walz from the northern part of the planet. Give us where you're from exactly.
It's not the middle of nowhere, but you can see it from there.
It's way up in Canada. Super cold. And I'm Loren Sanders. We're all with the Beachlife Group at Compass, and we're excited to talk about real estate and our community. I have a question for each of you, and I've even written them down because I'm old, so I don't want to forget. So we were talking, Chris, and you're thinking about selling and buying, or buying and selling. So how do you decide when a good time to buy and sell is, and what do you need to think about?
Yeah, so we have a lot of clients who are kind of doing that, and so putting myself in their shoes, I'm actually kind of in the same boat. Been at my house for 8 years or so. Obviously, everybody knows the market is crazy. Selling side, not a problem. Where do you go from there?
Right.
So it's kind of like, got to put yourself in their shoes, and I kind of am in their shoes. So I'm kind of, do I want to go through the process, sell my house, go and buy a house at the kind of somewhat inflated prices, if you will, that they are at right now, which isn't necessarily the issue. I think more the issue from my standpoint, I'm not too worried about the pricing, because long-term, my plan.
Interest rates are great.
Interest rates are great. You lock in basically your rent for 30 years, which is killer at crazy low rates. So that's not really the issue. And I'm not assuming prices are going to dip in the future or any significant drops. Who knows? Anything could happen. But I kind of want to. I've kind of put it off until next year, when hopefully we have some more inventory. Who knows if that's going to happen?
Right.
Maybe. Just from our standpoint too, we've seen a few buyers kind of have to reevaluate what they're doing, and same thing, either wait a year, rent for a while, actually just not even, have to change their entire plans and stay where they are, because we work with a lot of relocation.
Right.
So personally, my plan, I have some sympathy. Is it sympathy or empathy for my clients?
Let's go with empathy.
Empathy, okay.
Yeah.
I got some empathy because, like I said, I'm kind of in the same boat. My plan right now is going to be holding off, just because I don't want to be in the frenzied market where it's a ton of offers, crazy offers. You just don't know. There's really no gauge, because buyers currently, especially who have been in this market for 2 months, the last 2 months, are getting very aggressive with offers.
Right.
So that's kind of on the buy side. That's kind of what you have to do right now. Come in with your strongest and best, and 9.9 times out of 10, well over ask price. Shorten your contingencies, shorten all that stuff. Remove them. Yeah, just kind of like all in, 100% commitment right off the bat. And I kind of want to wait to see if we do get a little bit more balanced market. Like I said, I'm not too worried about price long term. If you have that long term goal of you're going to be there for 8-10 years.
Your house too that's going up.
Exactly. Right. My house is going up as well, kind of tracking with everything else. So you could sell here and then buy. Lock in those rates like you were saying, but I just personally want to wait till it's a little less frenzied.
I think
just for my personal.
It's a totally, even with the market up and down, wherever it's going, it's still very personal. You got to figure out what's right for you specifically.
Yeah.
So you figured out what's right for your family.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's actually our whole goal. Is when we sit down and meet with somebody, is to figure out what the best strategy is for you and your family. And if now isn't the right time, then don't buy now. If now is not the right time to sell, don't sell now.
Yeah.
But it may be, it changes for everybody.
Or you might have to. I mean, that's what we're seeing. A lot of the offers that come in that are the highest and crazy numbers and everything. It's desperation. They've lost out on 2 or 3 already, and
people are panicking.
Yeah.
I would say some are.
So that doesn't go on forever.
Right.
So let me ask you this question, based on what Chris said. How does a buyer get a home, a offer accepted in this current environment? Assuming, let's make one caveat.
Yeah.
There's markets here where there's plenty of inventory. If you go to Rancho Santa Fe, La Jolla, once you get up over a certain price bracket, there's plenty of inventory to choose from, but we're talking about the normal market.
Right.
So talk to me about that.
So kind of like just piggybacking on what Chris said, it's really going in best foot forward. You're probably from the listing side right now, don't be thinking about getting a counter offer, be thinking about getting your offer accepted. Right, go in with the best possible price that you can imagine or stomach. Remove all the contingencies that you are capable of. If you can get your loan approved beforehand, that's awesome.
Right.
If you can remove that appraisal contingency, that's a huge deal right now because it's just, and properties are appraising.
So let's talk about that. Let's say you offer 1.2 and the house appraises at 1.1.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a little bit of a challenge there, and the fix has been in our current market. The buyer comes in with $100,000 more to keep the loan to value stable. Yeah,
and that's the big thing is that if you have the cash to put into to buying a home right now, it's a lot easier.
Right.
If you're going in at 5% and you don't have the cash to cover if it doesn't appraise, it's tough right now. And it's probably, and we even, Chris and I have clients that are kind of in that situation, and they're weighing whether they should rent now for another year and try again next year.
Right.
And when you don't have a ton of cash, it's tough right now.
Yeah.
And we are seeing, we had one that we were way above list that we got an appraisal waiver on. Yeah. So you just never know. The appraisal is just kind of it's that wild card right now.
There's functions, there's a house I know that's going to go over asking.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it was underpriced.
Right.
Because I know one up the street closed about 3 months ago, similar square footage. I was in both of them, similar condition, only the one for sale now is a single story, more in demand.
Yeah, more in demand.
And it's 100 and something thousand less than that one.
Yeah.
So I think it'll appraise easy for 1.2.
Yeah.
So it'll probably sell for 1.3.
Yeah, and in the market, it's changed so drastically in the last 4 weeks that all of a sudden those houses that everybody's been clamoring for are going to close, and then that appraisal won't be as big of a deal.
We'll have some things to look back at.
But there's just even if we just had a little bit more inventory, things will kind of hopefully get a little bit back to normal. But right now, everybody keeps saying it's the Bay Area down here now. They, removing all contingencies and giving up your deposit right off the bat and all that we're seeing that a lot.
Yep. And you got to talk through that whole decision-making process.
Mm-hmm.
So Curtis, having said all that, can you even buy a house in Encinitas for $1 million anymore?
Not if it's detached.
Yeah.
I just looked at the stats this morning in Cardiff, Encinitas, Leucadia, which is technically Encinitas, those two zip codes. There's 5 properties for sale under $1 million.
Are they still for sale, or are they pending?
Well, we'll see.
Just one.
I may go look in an hour, and they might all be gone. And they're all condos, and 2 of them are one's 950 and one's 919.
Right.
Two townhomes. So to me, that's always sort of been that $1 million is sort of a magic number. It feels like, and all of a sudden in Encinitas, that's not really a possibility anymore. So it's. We keep using the word crazy. I say bananas. It's bananas. But it is,
I think it's oranges.
Yeah. But it's the way it's supply and demand, and it's basic economics or basic. There's no supply and there's high demand, so prices are on the way up.
Supply and demand is undefeated.
Yes.
So far.
Yeah.
So far.
Exactly.
So there's a couple things I read interesting. I'm reading stuff all the time about what's going on with the market. Goldman Sachs said this weekend that their research, and they've got a big research department looking at real estate, they're expecting not only 2021 to come in double digits, higher price-wise, but 2022 as well. And a couple things they're looking at. One is obviously inventory super low. That problem doesn't get fixed quickly, typically. We've seen this slope down from 3.5 to 4 months supply of inventory 3 years ago, and it's been just a slope going down to now we're at about it fluctuates between half a month and 1 month supply. Which, just for context, if we didn't get any new listings in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, there would be nothing to buy. So that's what month supply of inventory means, and we're down below a month supply. So on the flip side of this, there's always good news in these things. Couple things if you're a buyer right now. there's a good chance a year from now you're going to be glad that you were a buyer right now. Because of interest rates being where they are, and then the prices probably will continue to rise. And the other thing is, if you're a seller, and we've seen a lot of this too, sellers coming and going from here. So the last year plus, I've had more people leaving here to go to Montana, Colorado, Arizona, Texas, Idaho. So there's a lot of that going on. So those folks, when you leave here with you sell a condo for $1 million, you could go buy a pretty nice house still in Idaho or Texas, or I don't know, Montana's going up quickly too. All of those areas are going up
quick.
So, there's opportunities everywhere. So I think what I hear you guys saying is the market is bananas. What's your word for it?
Nuts.
Frenzied.
I think the appropriate word for right now is patience. If you're either a seller or a buyer, don't be too quick to take the first offer, because there may be other ones come in.
I think that's the big word, kind of across the board, is patience. Just because, our clients that we've been successful getting into, on the buying side, getting into a home, they've had to write 9 offers. But that consistency and just kind of pushing along, you're going to get it at some point. And you just learn. I mean, you learn as this market changes every week. You learn the things that it takes.
I think that's the great thing people get if they're working with one of you guys, is somebody that's actually on top of the market, watching what's going on. Because we can see it weekly. There's opportunities, like right now, there's some opportunities in different zip codes where, hey, down in Encinitas, this is 1.5, but you go to Aviara and get a much nicer house. It's not that far away.
2 miles up the road.
For less. So, be aware of that. Have a process. If you're working with an agent and you're not working with us, we'll just speak of, I see this a lot when we have listings, is these people will call and want to buy the house directly from us as a listing agent. They're free agents as buyers. That is probably your worst case scenario right now for a buyer, because nobody's going to have loyalty to you. And so sit down with somebody that you trust and they'll give you good advice, and be patient. The other thing I wanted to say, that we've done some good stuff at Compass this past quarter. We're giving away over $18,000, which is pretty cool, through Compass Cares, which I sit in those meetings, and so there's some money going out to CRC, which is up the street here. There's some money going out. Actually, let me read through them. There's a couple of them. Navy SEAL Foundation, we've got money going out to. CRC, like I mentioned. Operation Underground Rescue, which rescues kids, teenagers that are trying to take them out of sex trafficking situations. So that's a really good one. San Diego Humane Society. Turning Point Home, which is a home for women. And so a lot of what we thank you for doing business with us, and part of being with Compass, one of the reasons we're there is our company as a strategy, and as individuals, we want to give back to the community. So thank you for doing that. Our last thing to talk about community-wise is, what's your favorite restaurant right now? Or what's your favorite place you're shopping at?
I'm giving a shout out to, I'm going to butcher the name for sure. It's Pizza Portofaggio. Something like that. There we go. I think that was it. But it's right next to Rubio's, right off El Camino Real over there.
Nice.
And it's like some Sicilian dudes making some really good pizza. We were at like a little birthday party. By party, I mean it was just us and one other family. And the guy, the dad over there, he's Italian, and that was his go-to place. So I was like, it's got to be a good place. We've been there a few times as well.
Nice.
But yeah, just really good pies, really good pizzas, and really cool people.
El Camino,
and the Rubio's right off El Camino Real.
Or
there we go.
Vegan Theater used to be.
Back in the day.
And when you guys were children. Little children.
I was like 13, I think, when they closed it down, or 14.
Let me get one more from you.
And then shout shout out teachers, all the teachers, Teacher Appreciation Week. So my wife's a teacher, his wife's a teacher. We've got a lot of teachers, have some teacher clients as well. All my kids, preschool teachers and daycare and stuff. So shout out to all them. I know it's been just seeing the back end through their kind of perspective of going through this whole thing and changing weekly and daily and Zoom and all this kind of stuff that originally you don't sign up for as a teacher, but everybody's powering through and doing the best they can and kind of getting their students to where they need to be. It's been really good to see, and just give them a quick little shout out and a little round of applause.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you got, Cass?
Got a couple of them. Recently, Chris and I have been talking about it on our podcast for, 6 months. But there's a great new spot in Oceanside called Craft Coast. And they opened up during the pandemic. So it's all they know. Right. But it's a little restaurant and brewery. They have a ton of really good food, super authentic Mexican food, tacos, and it's delicious. It's really great.
Cool.
And then the other one is a local spot that we go to a bunch. Is Virgin Beer Company in Carlsbad, kind of in that Aviara area. And they're growing. I mean, while everybody else is kind of, closing their doors and shrinking staff and all that, they're growing. They just opened a new spot in Little Italy and Escondido too. So they're growing, and it's a great spot.
Good picks.
I agree. I've been there myself.
What do you got, Curtis? What's your favorite right now?
Well, it's not really a place you'd go for dinner or anything, but it's called Chop Stop. My wife and I kind of discovered it. One of my son's friends works there, and he said you should go check it out. And it's just chopped salads. Make your own.
Where are they located?
Over in the Vaughan Shopping Center, right beside Pep Boys. Local family owns it and runs it. Nice people. So
awesome.
If you want a salad for lunch or something, it's really good. And then the other place, I know we've mentioned it in the past, but it's just down the street from us at the office in Encinitas, and I popped in the other day and I forgot how good it was Better Buzz coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I had a chai tea, and I was like, man, I forgot how good this was. So, and that's a popular spot, and they seem to be doing well through the whole pandemic, so I wanted to give them a little shout out. So those are the two.
Those are good. I would say tomorrow's Tuesday. Every day's Tuesday in our house for tacos, but Tri-City Tacos if you like tacos. Right on El Camino Real, or not El Camino Real, on 101, right down the street from our office.
In the lumberyard,
I walk down there all the time. They've got a bunch of different kinds of tacos, and every one I've tried is really good. We had our meeting. We had a little meeting there at the end of last year.
Yeah, I think their tortillas are real unique. They're like, I don't know if they're making them there or what, but they're a little bit thicker, like a little, good stuff. Really good.
Very good stuff. And the other place I love that is, their coffee is fantastic, but their food is fantastic too. It's Lofty.
Yeah.
If you go to one of the Lofty locations, and they've got a new one getting ready to open, I think this weekend in downtown Carlsbad. But they're local family, and man, they do good coffee. And what I like about that place in particular is the people are really nice that work there. So you go in, and they're always nice folks, and it's good that they are nice folks and they have good food, really good coffee. So I try out Lofty. I'll leave you with this stat as we end our
bonfire.
We need to have a bonfire this weekend. Can you video at night? We're talking about video at night. It's probably a little extra. But if you happen to buy Bitcoin a year or so ago, then you could buy a house now for 13.5 Bitcoins. The median price house in San Diego, which is $778. So, hey, it's only 13.5 Bitcoin. So cheap. There's upside to everything, right? Anyway, we're getting ready for a really good summer. This is going to be an interesting year in real estate. It already has been.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of buying a home or selling a home, talk to one of these fantastic guys. They are in it for you. And you'll discover that just by having a conversation with them.
Yep.
And make it a great summer. And thank you for all the teachers.
Yeah.
I want to thank all the kids too. I think they've had a tough.
They've had a tough too. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been a great. How do I reach you if I wanted to get a hold of you, Chris?
Hit me up on Instagram. I am Chris Erickson over on Instagram. Come say hi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Send a photo. Send your favorite photo of this beach.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a contest with this video.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do that. Your favorite photo of Moonlight Beach. I've got a couple beach blankets we'll give out that are really nice. Sackcloth of the Ashes. We'll do 4 of them, one for each of us.
Nice.
So send your favorite photo of this beach. So your Instagram?
My Instagram is at Cassidy Lewis RE.
At Cassidy Lewis.
Yep.
Send your photo to any one of these. Curtis, what's yours?
Curtis Walz Real Estate.
You guys are so inventive. I'm at mine's Beachlifegroup, at Beachlifegroup. So send any one of us a photo of Moonlight Beach over. This video will probably come out. The day it comes out, we'll give you 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we'll give away some blankets for they're for a good cause, and also the really nice blankets.
Awesome.
Sackcloth and Ashes.
Perfect.
Thanks. That's a wrap.
Thank you.
Have a great month.